What's up, everyone? So I don't make many YouTube videos, not a huge YouTuber. I mean, I love watching videos, subscribing to car channels, and watching people modify their cars and race their cars, but I don't spend a lot of time making my own videos, but there are a lot of people that seem interested in my Corolla that I've got, so I was just going to kind of give everyone an update on what I've been doing the last few months. So the red Corolla, it's still 400 horsepower, it's still tuned, it's got all the same goodies, but my wife and I were moving, and during the move, our red Corolla actually got hit by another car in a parking lot, and due to insurance reasons, as we all know, it's hard to actually get coverage on your modified parts. I know there's a lot of different ways to go about it, but trust me, I've worked with many insurance companies, I've talked to some lawyers, I got all the information I could, and I just felt it was best in this case just to take the insurance claim. All the performance parts were still good on it, it just hurt the body a little bit, and so they totaled the red car. I took the money and I actually bought a Corolla XRS, and the body's a lot nicer. It's not perfect by any means, but it's a 2005 XRS shell. I bought it. It had some small problems. It needed a head gasket and a few things, but I mean, it cranked and drove fine. And what I did is I actually moved the 2ZZ engine and transmission from the black XRS that I bought and moved it over to my red car. And that red car was pretty ugly, if y'all remember. So now it's still a sleeper. You know, it's got a 2ZZ engine now, but you know, it's not as fast as it was anymore. But either way, and then I moved all the performance parts and the built engine from the red car to the black 2ZZ I bought. So I know I'm going to get a lot of grief because the 2ZZ XRS shell now has a 1ZZ engine in it. A lot of people are going to want to slap me on the wrist for that. But either way, I don't care. It's still a 400 horsepower Corolla. It's awesome. It looks a hell of a lot better. Now I have a sunroof. I've got 4-wheel disc brakes. And it came with a lot of suspension upgrades. The guy I bought the car from actually autocrossed it. And so he had some cool suspension upgrades done to it. So all in all, it was a good swap to do. And the insurance money covered the cost of the car. I just had to do all the swapping. So I'll start by showing you the red car with the 2ZZ in it. It's not, it does crank. It's got some gremlins that need to be worked out. So it's not completely done. But this is it. So you've seen the car in a video before. This is it. It now has a 2ZZ in it. Again, not completely done. I have started it. It does idle, but it still needs some electrical work, and then it needs to be buttoned up. So, but either way, so this is a just your regular Corolla S 1ZZ that has been 2ZZ swapped. So, very cool. This one does have the ECU upgrade where the VVTi kicks in sooner and it redlines later. So this one actually redlines, I think, 8250. If I remember correctly, it's either that or 8150. I think it's 8250. So give or take 82 or 8300 RPM redline. So should be a fun car, but not as fun as this one. So this is the new shell that we put the goodies in. And she looks mean. She looks really, really mean. Since my last video, I've done a few things and gotten a few little upgrades, but all in all, it's the same power level. Let's see here. It does have the Corolla Altis taillights. I think it looks a lot better with those lights on it. Same wheels that were on the red car if you look at one of my older videos. I love the XRS interior. The seats are just nicer than what come in the 1ZZ Corollas. I had my gauges down here on my last video. I moved them back up here because I didn't like it. I really didn't like the way it was. Of course, it's a 2ZZ, so it's showing a high red line, but this engine and this setup does only rev to 7,200 is where the red line's set to. That's the engine management system. I haven't tucked it up yet. I've just got this car going about 2 weeks ago. I've been cruising it around town. I just haven't finished buttoning it up. So a few little things I need to do. But we can look under the hood. I have powder coated all of the intercooler piping. So if you ask me, it looks a lot better than it did in the last video. A few things have to be done. I have to move my vacuum block. I don't like it there. I need to redo the fuel hoses so I can actually, so right now it's hard to see, but my fuel pressure regulator is actually tucked up under here. I just don't have enough fuel hose to mount that where I want. Just didn't come with the kit enough hose, so it's mounted where it works. It works perfectly fine, but I'd like to move it and show it off, put it somewhere where we can actually see it. But either way, all the same stuff. So if you want a mod list, you can just look at my other video where I'm in my driveway kind of discussing all the components of the engine, turbo kit, and everything else. Since then, I did get a crash bar put on the front. I removed the stock front bumper and cut a hole in the plastic bumper cover and had a crash bar put on. That way we get a lot more airflow over the intercooler. Plus that bar is a lot stronger than the stock bumper bar is anyway. So I think it looks really good. So yeah, let me know what you think. You know, it's a Corolla. It's not the coolest car in the world by any means, but it's very fast. It's quick, you know. A lot of people on my last video were kind of hating on this. Man, I already know, you know, you don't have to hate on the intake tubing. I know it's gross. It's not a performance part. It's AutoZone special. The thing is, the filter does mount. It was designed to mount on the turbo down at the bottom of the car. The problem is I daily drive this car. Every day I'm driving this car. And with the filter mounted so low, a lot of dust gets picked up, a lot of road debris, and everything else. And it puts a lot of trash in your engine. So what I do is I ran a little intake flex hose up to the top and put a filter right here. And that it breathes in a lot cleaner air this way. Not necessarily cooler air, but cleaner. It's much better for the engine, and trust me, this thing has been dyno tuned by a very, very reputable tuner, and it's been dyno tuned with the filter on the bottom, with the filter on the top. Does not make a difference. So it's not hurting the performance of the car at all having this on there, but it does protect my engine from getting crap inside of it and crap in the oil and everything else. So, but yeah, let me know what you think. I love it, you know. Again, there's not much love for Corollas out there. So it's really cool, you know, when you meet other car people out in the community, they're usually really surprised to see the power level that this Corolla has. And it's fun, you know, when you run into car guys, it doesn't matter what you have, what you drive, what it looks like, how fast it is, or anything. You run into a true car person, the community is awesome out there. I mean, that's why I love, you know, going to local car meets. It's fun just to talk to people, kind of see what they're doing with their car, what they've done with their car, and everything else. So, you know, this one does, it has some quirks. It has some things I'd like to do to clean it up. But really, in all honesty, I'm happy where it's ended up. I like where it is. You know, it's expensive working on cars. Everyone knows that. So it takes time, and this has gone through many and many different transitions. I think my first Corolla I got back in like 2003. I've gone through 3 Corollas. I've gone through multiple engines, different turbos, different turbo setups, different tunes. Nothing on this car is what I had back in 2003 when I first turbocharged a stock 1ZZ engine. So very cool. You know, and then hopefully I'll get this one running soon, and you know, maybe I'll daily drive both of them. That's the kind of the cleaner one, but maybe I'll put more miles on this one with a stock 2ZZ engine. It's just uglier, but either way, it's fun, you know, and it gets, you know, great gas mileage, I'm sure. I don't know what the 2ZZs get, but you know, I'm sure it's not going to be any worse than a stock 1ZZ as long as you're not thrashing on it all the time. So if you have any questions, man, put them in the comments. Hopefully I'll get more videos up soon of me driving the car. I drive it every day, even drove it today, so I love it. All right, y'all have a good one.